Hey, this is Dr. Paul at Straight Up Chiropractic. On this episode of What's Up Whitesboro, we are going to Past and Blast, where we're going to talk to Matt and see all of his antiques and all of his guns and see what goes on inside. Let's go see what we got. Hey Matt, how's it going?
I'm good. You doing all right?
I'm doing good.
Excellent.
Hey, let's talk a little bit about Past and Blast. Yeah, I got it right that time.
Okay. What would you like to hear about it?
So tell me the history of it. Where'd you come up with the idea? Well,
we moved over here in 2007, stayed for a couple of years, and finally we just thought Whitesboro would be an ideal location for a little shop. So we opened up across the street at 140 East Main.
Yeah.
And put in like one gun case and sold some old collectible guns and had some antiques that we had moved in, and opened one day a week. So from there, we've in 15 years just kind of expanded and
grown a pretty nice business, hasn't it?
Yes, we outgrew that building, and 4 years ago we moved into this, which is the old Bank of Whitesboro, basically.
Right.
It goes back to the early 1900s.
Everything down here, yeah.
And that's we've just progressively grown from there.
I've watched you over the years. You've grown and grown and grown. And the people coming in, I remember when this was the bank building, we used to come in here.
Sure.
And when I came in here the other day, I'm like, wow, it's really changed.
It's gone through, what is it, Security, Landmark, Simmons.
Yeah.
So it's gone through several banks.
Yep, yeah. It has.
Yeah, I've got a picture of it on the corner in 1910.
Wow.
So still got the original vault over there, so it's still there.
All these buildings down here are neat. And you all just went through a big sidewalk phase too.
We did, yeah. All the upgrades out on the sidewalks and the street have really improved Whitesboro. So
it has, because that's where the old horse and buggies used to pull up to. That's why they were so tall back then.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And you all have the back entrance where people can come in.
We do, which helps us, so they can park on front or back and have easy access.
Absolutely. So what's some of your favorite guns here? What do you have? I know you have antiques as well, because I saw some spurs up there a little bit earlier.
We do. And as far as favorites, I mean, we try and supply needs for everybody, whether it's hunting rifles, pistols of any type, whether it's just for if you enjoy shooting, or if it's concealed carry, defensive. That we've got something for everybody. And I did start with old collectibles, so I like Winchesters and Colts, and we have a few of those in here, but a lot of those I keep myself. So
I'm going to get you to show me some of those here in a little bit.
We can do that.
I want to see that.
Absolutely.
So you and I were talking earlier before we started videoing and doing everything that you do classes and stuff for concealed carry.
Yeah, we've got Brad Meeks, which is with White Key Training. He's the proprietor of that, and he is NRA certified. He can do LTC classes. He can do one-on-one training. Cool. Just anything you really need for your to learn how to handle your firearms safely and learn the laws on LTC, so you can do concealed carry. He's the man.
To me, that's important, because you see so many people coming in here that they think they know how to carry a gun, how to handle one. I was at the feed store one day, and a lady pulled one out of her purse and she dropped it on the floor, and I'm like, no.
So a lot of people feel like they need the firearm, but they don't really know what they're doing with it. They just wanted it, so training is very important, as you said.
It is very, so they can just come in here and get signed up for classes?
They can. We've actually got a poster over there with it on it, and you just scan it.
Okay.
It automatically goes directly to him. You set up a date when you want to go. He'll set it up with you. And like we said, we've got every type of gun you could imagine.
I know my mom will want to come in here, because you said those Crockett spurs, and she's going to be in here in just a little bit when she sees that video.
She'll want to take a look at it.
Yes, she will.
Okay.
All right, let's go look and kind of see what you got, okay?
Sounds good.
All right.
Paul, I want to show you a couple of my favorites. This is a Colt single action.
Okay.
Production on this is 1905. I've got the Colt letter that goes with it that shows everything as you see now is the way it was produced in 1905.
Wow.
So it's Colt factory engraving, Colt pearl grips, steerhead grips. And I also have documentation of about 4 or 5 pages of the sheriff in Oklahoma that had this in the 50s. And the way we know it's that gun, you see it in his holster. It's chipped just like this one was. We have all the provenance to go with it. So
how'd you come about this one?
I actually bought this about 15 years ago at an auction. Wow. So at auction now, and I've got the holster and all that goes with it. So it's that's probably one of my prized pieces, because factory engraved guns are really rare. I mean,
Yeah.
very few of them came out.
Because most of them are done aftermarket, right?
They are.
Yeah.
And now that you mentioned that, I've got a couple of aftermarket guns I can show you.
Yeah.
They're done very well, but they're they're not as desirable or as valuable
Right.
as factory Colt is. So, something like this right here. This will be like a 1920s gun.
Okay.
But it's got what is called, still got ivory grips on them. These are current production. But these were engraved by an engraver of the name David Wade Harris.
Okay.
So this is cattle brand engraving. So it's going to have all of the Texas cattle brands, not all of them, but some
That's
of the
pretty
major
cool.
ones are on here.
Probably is 4.6s on there.
That's a good question. We'd have to
knows?
look and see.
Yeah,
I
we'd
don't
have to
know.
look and
It
see.
could be hiding on here somewhere.
Yeah, that's really neat because I saw a bunch back over here with the hearts and stuff on them. Which is, that's really neat.
Yeah, I could assure you, he's doing engraving now in cattle brand. 4.6 on there.
I guarantee you. Yeah.
It would be.
Yeah. This is a neat room. I just love the history that's in here. I just sit here and go like, wow. This is really
And
cool.
yeah, obviously this is one of the old original bank vaults also.
Yeah.
The door that's on this one is a 1948 door.
Been here a while, hasn't it?
It has. It has.
Just like Whitesboro, been here a while.
So this is a Winchester Yellow Boy. So that's an 1866 Winchester,
Wow.
chambered in 44 rimfire,
Okay.
which they only did rimfire for a while, and then they went into in 1873. Then they went into centerfire, where they had a variety of calibers. But this would be a 44 rimfire.
And how old is this one?
1866. It's probably made in 68.
Well, and how'd you find this one? Same auction or one of the auctions? Who knows?
I don't recall.
Yeah. So are these for sale or do you keep them up for yourself?
I'm not going to say they're for sale because I keep everything pretty much. So that's
I
why they're
understand
here.
that.
I'm going to show you a couple of Crockett's.
All right. Because you've got a nice Bur collection here.
Well, I don't do a lot in selling. They're out for display because I put a few single action Colts in here with them to go along with it, just kind of make it have that nice old West appeal.
Yep. There's just set right there.
Let's get that one too then.
Yeah.
And had one more below that, I think, didn't we?
Yep, these right here. Actually, these are kind of cool.
Yeah, that's a good set right there.
Yeah.
We had one more set, right?
Yep, I
see-
think these right. I think these are Crockett's right
That's
here.
Crockett, yeah.
Yep.
There they are.
There they are. So this is the history part of the business that I kind of like, and these old spurs go back a long ways.
They absolutely do,
Yep.
and
Almost further back than some of the guns go.
it does.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm fairly new to collecting, so I can't really describe them for what they are. I know what the names are,
Right.
and I've had some advisors tell me when I buy them, this is a good buy, this is a good buy.
Yep.
I do that at collector shows.
Yep.
but
And they don't devalue. They just keep going
that's,
up.
That's what I understand.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for taking the time
Okay.
to talk with us.
It was a
And
pleasure.
It was a pleasure, and I think that's a wrap. And thank you very much. All right.
Thank you. First thing I did when I came over here, when I was looking at this building, I didn't really want to leave that because it had the old gun shop appeal. When I came over here, and I just stood in front of that vault door over there and said, no, that did it.